Hey guys, Chase from the Project Junkie here. Today we're going to be working on a Husqvarna Mower. This baby is a few years old, completely mouse infested, as you can see. We've got some buildup all over this thing. It really smells great too. This has got the popular Kohler Courage engine. You know, this thing is very reliable. It doesn't crack blocks or anything like that. So we're gonna see this thing will get running and hopefully clean it up and get it ready to sell. Walking around it, see it's got a couple flat tires, no dry rot though, nothing too bad. I did come with a bagger, but I don't think we're gonna be using that. Yeah, because that thing's pretty old and sun-baked. So we'll see what happens, see if this thing will start. Hopefully not find any baby mice in here. Now, at least at the minimum, this is rinsed off. Let's see if we can get this battery charging. Well, figured that would probably happen. It's okay though, I got a spare. Oh, it smells so bad. Alright, let's remove this hood. Oh, God. Hold my breath. And here's what we're left with. Looks like they chewed a hole through right here. Looks pretty nasty in there. The carb's pretty gunked up. I wonder if it's leaking oil. Alright, time for the reveal. Oh, Jesus. That's disgusting. Oh, God, and the smell. Well, that has got to be one of the worst looking mouse nests I have ever seen. Looks like a granola bar over the entire thing. Seeds, nest, and you know what. I mean, I don't think it would have caused any issues if I started it. It's a little fire, but, you know, roasted marshmallows over that, and no big deal. But the wind's blowing, so I'm not having to breathe this in. Let's get this off before someone ends up with some sort of new sickness from all this crap. All right, let's try to get the rest of this out of here. This is... Oh God, that smells horrible. Oh, God, I looked all over for latex gloves and I don't have any. So we're gonna be doing this with high pressure water and a screwdriver. I'm not touching any of that crap. Literally, crap. I'm sure that those things have eaten through the air filter port right here, so hopefully there's nothing actually inside the engine. Alright, let's remove this air box. See what damage is in here. If they made it past the air filter or not. Part of me thinks that they might have. With how bad this thing's been looking. Oh my God. Well, they made it past the first phase, but not the second. Looks like that's a bunch of storage seeds. This thing would have fired right up. I don't see what the issue is. Hit that with a quick blimp of water. Now I can clog that so nothing gets in the carburetor. It wouldn't have gotten through anything. There's a metal screen on there. Alright, we got some Dawn dish soap on here. Get this thing all clean. Alright, I want to get a look under this flywheel. Pop the spark plug off. Oh, not big enough. Perfect. There we go. Now, I know you guys will say that there's a proper way to do this. There's also a cheap way to do it too. Pop the spark plug out. See how this looks. Make sure there's nothing on it. Doesn't look bad at all. Still has a gap. Not too much buildup. Perfect. Grab some string line. What do you know? Another Husqvarna brand. Just feed that in the cylinder. Eventually you'll build up enough to where you get to the point that you cannot turn it over anymore. It won't reach top dead center. And I'll have enough torque on here to get this flywheel nut off. See if that's enough. There we go. Just like that. Take off this magneto or distributor. I'm blanking on it. Perfect. Get this guy out of the way. Probably clean that up too. That's pretty rusty. Now I don't have a long screwdriver, so I'm hoping this will work. Nope. There we go. And that got her. Oh, okay, that doesn't look too bad as I thought. Not too bad under there either. Alright, time to get this engine cleaned off. I'm gonna use some of this Gunk engine degreaser. Don't go with the heavy duty or anything. The original is the best one in my opinion. It's worked on a lot of things for me that have been caked with a bunch of stuff. Seal this back off so there's no stuff getting in. There we go. It always smells like diesel. Just off-road diesel, if you're looking at it. Alright, well that's soaking. Let's clean off some other parts. This hood cowling and everything clean. Alright, this thing's looking a heck of a lot cleaner. And it does not smell at all. Now it just smells like engine degreaser, which I'll take that all day over whatever chaos that was earlier. So let's reassemble the flywheel, get that stuff back, and then we'll get into seeing the single start. That ought to do it. Spark plug back on. Now we gotta set the armature air gap. That's the name I was trying to remember, armature. Alright, trying to hurry here. We got a storm blowing in and I don't want to be caught up in it. 5-star paving. This would be a good one to measure the air gap. Push that firmly up against here and tighten these guys down. Dokie. Take this guy out of here. I don't think I'm going to be putting that air filter back in. We'll see if it starts without it and maybe invest a little money into it if it does. Alright. Looks like whoever had this, they bypassed the seat sensor, so we won't touch that for now, see if it's working. If I have the battery pushed in, it'll still start, or not the battery, the brakes pushed in, it'll still start anyway. Got a new battery from Tractor Supply. Gonna go on a wild hunch that other one doesn't work. Drop this bad boy in there. Alright, then we want to hook up our positive first. Alrighty, battery's hooked up. Oh man, that's on there. Very little at the bottom. We'll top that off, add some fresh, and see what happens. Alright, hopefully that waters it down a bit. there. Looks like the tank actually got some cracks in it that might go all the way through. Moment of truth. Shoot, she runs. Forgot to check one thing though. I guess I checked it a little bit, but oh yeah, we got oil in there. Let's wipe that off and see what we actually got. Alright, let that sit for a second. Just above full, sitting right here. So let that work its way in. I'm sure we'll be just fine. Alright, well this thing started up pretty dang good. I was impressed. Nothing wrong with the carb or anything, it seems to be running good. Let's make sure it can mow, but first I think it deserves at least a clean air filter to get this on the right foot. Shove this guy in here. The air filter on. Throw on the cover. Alright, see if this thing can mow. Well, thank you for making it this far in the video if you have. Sorry about it's been so long since my last upload. Had a lot going on with stuff in my personal life. School, just finished up my degree, and then work. So I'm just kind of getting things figured out. But I do have more content for you. This thing ran great. Kind of nice. Hopefully get some money out of it when it comes time to sell it and move on to the next thing. Thanks for watching.